Now, Kuspe is a Sydney-based dance music producer and DJ who's on the line with us here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
It's smashing to have you here. Now, this new track that you've got, 2004, how would you describe it? Because it's quite dancey and what is that genre?
Yeah, so I've definitely tried to channel some early 2000s trance. So already a lot of my music has some sort of trance elements to it, but I thought I might as well just try to channel kind of those signature sounds heard in those earlier 2000s trance tracks, those proper classics.
So is the title sort of connected to the style in a way?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Chosen on purpose.
Yeah. So do you think it would be different if it was like 1964 it was called, for example?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so even whilst listening to it, I haven't really gone for more of a modern sound. I've really tried to go for some of them sounds that are, pretty characterized by that time period. So like the whole plucky, the plucky sort of instruments, the pads, those choppy vocal samples as well. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And this song is very similar to other stuff you do. You kind of like to do that trance style, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think if I can say one thing that is sort of similar across all my tracks is there's a definite focus on the melody. Yeah. So usually, that's the first thing I start off with every track. It's always the melody first. I put the drums away. I don't even touch any sort of percussion or rhythm elements, just melody first. And I guess that's kind of the trance influence on my sound.
Yeah. And is that harder? Because maybe it depends on the style, but some people I hear say that they need a beat first to sort of get going.
Yeah, it's definitely personal preference, right? I mean, I'm sure you could come up with a brilliant track, and I'm sure many have, starting off with a beat first. Yeah. But I guess just I feel like I can build out a track better when I know kind of what the musical element is first, and then work my way around it like that.
And of course, some of the songs have vocals, which are done by your girlfriend, actually, Paris Galanis. And in this kind of genre, are the vocals necessarily an important part that you think about a lot?
Yeah, so first of all, my girlfriend, she's super talented. And just funny enough, she happens to be a vocalist, and I happen to be a producer, and we kind of cross paths which was sick. But in regards to the music that I make, I feel like vocals are super important. So they almost go hand in hand with the melody, right? So in particular, when I work with her, I'll lay out the melody, and then of course the beat and rhythm will come in, and that's pretty much what she needs. She definitely does like having a kind of the musical aspects of the melody, the chords, before she can let it rip, I guess. But in regards to the music that I make, and I guess going back to trance, female vocals in particular, they are such a characteristic of the genre. Like almost, I'll even go ahead and say 90% of the trance songs you hear all have female vocals. Yeah. It just happens to be part of the sound.
Yeah, it just sounds better that way. I can't really imagine a male vocal. I don't think it would be a disaster, but maybe it just wouldn't fit right.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's something about the female vocal. I don't know.
Yeah, and Paris is a pretty cool name as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, what a name, Paris Galanis. Like it hits 100%.
Yeah.
Like people have problems pronouncing my name, right? So it's good to have that kind of balance there.
Yeah, I suppose whenever she goes to France, they call her Paris.
Oh, yeah, you'd guess, yeah.
And you're looking to get back into the studio with her this year, are you?
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's been literally a year since we've made something together. Wow. And I kind of went on a bit of a solo journey, just kind of releasing my own stuff. And I almost miss it really. Like it's such a cool vibe. Her jumping on, something you've made. She's literally just like, right next to me. I'll set up a mic and she'll do her thing, and I miss it, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And how's COVID been as well? Because have there been times where you haven't been able to go into the studio?
I'm pretty lucky because like my studio is just my bedroom, right? So this is my studio right now. So COVID, I don't think had too much of an impact, which I'm pretty grateful for. But if anything, I probably didn't release as much music as I would have liked to. I didn't take advantage of it as much as I should have, but definitely on track now for sure.
Yeah, but then you never know. There could be another lockdown, because just when things look like they're getting better, it all goes down again, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I guess you just got to try to keep the path and just work no matter what circumstance.
Yeah, and you're actually thinking about doing an EP as well this year, aren't you? But does that depend on things?
Sure, it depends on a few things. Like I guess more of a marketing aspect. If anything, just does it make sense nowadays to release 3 tracks, 4 tracks, 5 tracks at once, or should they be released one by one? I mean, it's something to think about. But I have always wanted to make an EP, and if anything, I've been thinking I'd love to make an EP with Paris. Just like, hey, here's a cool body of work. But I think the main thing being, is this the right sort of marketing move? Would a listener like to hear something new every couple of weeks rather than, hey, here's everything all at once?
Yeah, I can sort of see both sides, because maybe particularly in this modern era where people don't really buy physical EPs and albums, they might want to have one song at the moment, and you can sort of get excited about that one song and promote them individually.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly the point right there.
Yeah, and I can't help but notice the posters behind you. You've got 2001 A Space Odyssey, and what's the other one? The guy there in the frame.
Kramer from Seinfeld.
Ah, okay, fancy.
Yeah. It's a bit of an odd mix, isn't it? There are more posters down the end, but I'm a bit of a film fanatic, so if you were to even look just in the corner right there, I've got hundreds of Blu-rays and DVDs. Actually, it's pretty funny because I took a break from music like a few years ago. I can't even remember the time frame. It was like two or so years, and I really got into film. Wow. And so now if you look at my room or my bedroom studio, it's like this quite funny mix of a lot of music gear and just a lot of film goodies.
Would you ever want to do music for film?
Oh, dude, I think so. I think so. Like, I love, if we go back to the whole, when I start off a track, I love to work on the melody. The melody can be repurposed for so many different genres, and I do feel like if the right elements are added or if it's extended in certain pieces, like this could, they could definitely kind of worm their way through into like longer pieces, like movies. I mean, I don't want to set any boundaries or anything like that. Like if 10 years down the line you told me, hey, you're going to be making a soundtrack for a film, I'd be like, oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And of course, the song at the moment is called 2004, but why not 2001 when that's the poster behind you?
Yeah, true. Oh, well, yeah, I don't really have an answer to that. Like, I should have, but there is actually a sort of, I guess there is an extra reason behind it as well. So when I was 7 years old in 2004, I had a trip to Greece with my family, and so it was my first time kind of going overseas, and my first time obviously going to Europe. And during that time, I remember just seeing people on the streets selling CDs. A lot of these CDs were actually trance CDs or dance music CDs, and my mum, my sister, we'd buy these CDs, we'd crank them, and a lot of the sounds that I was hearing then were like these, these trance bangers, these classic hits. and they kind of stuck. They kind of stuck with me. Like I still can remember them, off the top of my head. And I kind of found it funny that, I kind of found it that it worked well for me to call it 2004, because now all of a sudden I'm turning back the clock and I'm remembering a lot of these older tracks from when I was in Greece, 7 years old. Just buying these dodgy CDs.
Where can we find the latest song, 2004, and indeed all your other music from over the years, and find you on the socials as well?
Oh, dude, everywhere. Just look me up on Spotify, Kuspe, Kuspe, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud. You'll find all my goodies there.
Great. Well, many thanks for dropping by. It's been great having you on our show.
Oh, no, thanks for having me. I enjoyed this heaps.